Yeah, as always, thank you guys. I feel like the Lobo story is just getting more and more exciting with how amazing some of these teams are doing right now. And so we're waiting for our turn to get in that action. We had two tough matches on the week. Last week, the Utah State match played some really good volleyball at times. Just couldn't sustain it against their level of play. They were just clearly ahead of us and gave us a lot of things to chew on and say, hey, we got to develop here. And then I thought we played really well for the first set and a half against Boise State. We didn't sustain that same level. We went into I thought we rolled them in the first 16 kills, 3 stuff blocks, and a service ace. And so when you're scoring 20 points in a set, you're playing some darn good volleyball. The challenge was we weren't quite able to sustain it long enough, and Boise State finishes us out in 4. And I thought, I truly felt, and I think the players felt, hey, that one got away from us. I think there was a match there that we easily could have played a little bit better for a longer stretch of time. So that's been our focus this week. We went into practice yesterday with this mentality that we've got to be steadier for longer. And if we can do that, then hey, good luck keeping up with us, because we're a pretty good team and we're playing as hot as we were. And so the challenge is get to that spot and then sustain that same level of play. And so this week, Colorado State, as physical as it gets, they got a 6'6" middle blocker, and across the front row, they're big and powerful. And so we know the test that is coming up and coming at us. And so how well can we prepare? And so that's been the test. That's been the challenge for us going into this week with two great tests with Colorado State and Wyoming. Two teams that are I would project to probably be in that top 4, top 5 slots. And hey, can we break into that? And that's going to be our challenge this week. And so excited for the week. We got players sitting in the gym, or I shouldn't say sitting, they're working in the gym as I was working on practice planning, and they're in there getting reps right now. And so there's a hunger, there's a tenacity to say, hey, we want to get into this fold and kind of break in. And so this is a great chance for us this week to do that against great teams. So. And I just want to say thanks to the folks that came out on Saturday. I know it was a rainy day and it was a challenge because we had an incredible football experience happening a couple hours after we started, but we had a great turnout, and they were into it. There was engagement. The fans were right behind us every point, and so we want to do better for them, and we will do better for them. So I just want to say thanks, and we want to encourage everyone to come out on Thursday night. It should be a heck of a match. Colorado State, as I said, as good as it gets, and then another great one on Saturday with Wyoming at 1 o'clock in Johnson.
So there's obviously not the start to the conference, but the numbers are there, the statistics are there. So when you look at, just on paper how well you're playing, you look at that as like, hey, whatever is going wrong, this is correctable.
Yeah, I do. The statistically, we look at 3 main categories. We're looking at what we call terminal serve, so our ability to generate aces, our ability to generate points off our serve, and our opponents, how are they serving at us, and so on receive. And we were close. This was as far of a spread as we've ever had in the entire 11 matches that we played. So great, we've been close, and now we've got to see some areas where we've got to flip the script on that. Then we're looking at first ball side out, then we're looking at transition. And so in those categories, we got out first ball side out. We were at 208. The opponent was we were at 168, 170. The opponent was at 208. So you're not that far, right? You're a few swings here, a few swings there. Transition, we were 140. The opponent was at 160. We're right there. Not high numbers on either side, meaning some great defenses happening. But can we get over the hump? Can we have a few more attacks end in kills as opposed to continuations? And so we're focusing on those areas. That is it. So I do think it's correctable. I think there's the reality of conference play is it just comes at you. It's drinking water from a fire hose. It's nonstop. The teams are getting better and better. We're getting better. Can we sustain that better for a longer period of time?
And then obviously the non-conference portion of the schedule, you guys playing really well. And you just mentioned all the statistical areas where you're playing well. So there's got to be a lot of encouragement to like, hey, we're going to get this back.
Yeah, I think so. The reality is the non-conference slate was like every week a better team entered a tournament that we were going to play in. Until we finished off with New Mexico State. So we knew what we were up against. We knew that this team had to learn how to win, and then how to learn how to sustain a level that will win matches. And so I think there's the encouragement for the team. It's just, hey, we're hungry for number 9. We're 8-5, 8-4, 8-5, and we're hungry for win number 9, which is also going to be Mountain West Conference win number 1. And so we want to sustain that level of play for just a longer stretch of time after what was a great non-conference slate.
One of those things that was not present in the non-conference, obviously you got LP back. Lauren Payne last week, and she got double on Saturday. We talked about just like what kind of player she's become, and that's not something that's been a part of her game in the past.
Yeah, Lauren coming back was huge. Thursday night was really a special moment for us. I've never experienced something quite like it. When we entered her into the game, there was the crowd erupted for her, which is really cool to see our New Mexico fans get all over the excitement of that moment. And so her coming back, her playing 6 rotations, so her not just being a 3 rotation specialist across the front court, she's now playing 6 rotations, which requires passing, serving, defending at a really high level in order to stay on, because we've got some great players that are right there wanting to get on. And so it was great to see her back on. I think we're fired up that she gets another week under her belt. She's missed the first 4 weeks, and that's a lot of competition to miss. And so the reality is that she is going to continue to get better and better all season long, and we're excited for that.
Anyone else?
Yeah, when you look at the slate of games coming up, go back to last week also, what's your message to players so that they can understand, because you talk about the tough and the challenge that's coming up, what's your message to players so they can understand the one match at a time process instead of looking at it as a whole and maybe being overwhelmed?
Yeah, I think for us, we have some mantras in our program, and one of them is NBD, and it stands for Never Back Down. And so every single week we are not going to back down. And within that, we talk about each week being its own mini season. We have 4 days to develop and train. We have some lifts in there. We've got film sessions in there. We've got individual player meetings in there. Each week is a brand new season, and we are NBD. We're never backing down. There's an excitement when you start to look at it as a challenge as opposed to the threat of, hey, good teams are coming at us. We don't look at that. We look at it as a challenge, that we are not going to back down from our development on the court, off the court, in video sessions, in scout sessions. And so I think that probably helps keep them like a 1 day at a time, one minute at a time, 1 moment at a time, and that's I think the messaging that we really push. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thanks everybody.
Appreciate you. Thank you.